Hi everyone, I'm Robin and these are my reflections. And today we are doing the Show Me Your Decks tag. This is a VR to Angel over at Feeding My Soul 1212. I will definitely link Angel's video down in the description box below so you can check it out. This has been taking Tarot Tune by storm. I've seen quite a few of these videos and there's a reason. It's a fun tag. There's a lot of really cool eccentric prompts that are just fun to think about. It was fun to put together. I put it together and kind of was leaving it for next month because I wasn't planning to film this month. But yesterday I filmed 3 walkthroughs and reviews with no mic. I forgot to turn on the mic, y'all. So yeah, I was supposed to be refilming those today. I don't feel like it. I already talked about those. I don't feel like resetting decks. I don't feel like talking about those decks again today. So I'm saving that for next week. So today, since it is early in the morning and this is when I like to film my videos, I'm going to show you my decks. So let's get started. Prompt number 1, a deck you want to use, but for whatever reason hasn't seen any playtime on your desk. That's going to be this one. I actually have had this deck for years. I traded for it years ago. And I just took it out of the plastic this year when I took it out of my spring box and put it back on the shelf. It has been in the plastic for years, guys. This is the Gods and Guardians Oracle cards from Hay House. And I have never used this deck. I don't know what is stopping me or what my block is. As you can see, it is still wrapped. I just took the plastic off. It was still in its plastic for years. So this, I don't know what the reasoning behind this is or what my aversion to this is. The artwork is beautiful, and I have another deck with this artist's artwork, and I use that one not often, but I do use it. And I don't know why I'm not using this one, but this is really beautiful and multicultural. So we have different gods and goddesses, and each one has like a phrase underneath. And from what I understand, the guidebook is really good. I haven't looked in it yet, but I remember watching walkthroughs of this forever ago. Maybe the reason I'm not reaching for this is because when I want this kind of energy, I usually use like an angel deck. And I have a bunch of those, and maybe it's just, overlapping too much in my collection. I do love this artist's artwork, and I like the way they're depicted here. So I think that that's fun, and I like how multicultural it is. I do enjoy that there are male and female deities in here. Um, so I mean, yeah, maybe someday I will get to use it. I just took the plastic off this year, and now I've taken the paper wrapping off, so maybe that will help. I don't know. Maybe we should shuffle it just to kind of look at Toph. That's cool. Divine Masculine. I would have liked, I think I would have liked a different keyword for Toph. I don't know, maybe like messages or divination. I like his eyeshadow though. Look at that eyeshadow. That's fantastic. Should we shuffle it and pull a card just to see if maybe that'll see if we get a jumper? Oh, I'm having trouble. No jumpers, but let's see. The deck is asleep, man. I'm telling you. It's like, what are you talking about, jumper? I've just woke up after a 3-year nap. Okay. What do we have? Oh, it was the first card that I saw when I opened the box. Expand your consciousness. Oh, okay. So the deck is telling me that I need to expand my consciousness, maybe work with a god, goddess, guardian deck and see how it can expand my consciousness. Okay, okay. I hear you. I hear you. Number 2 was so fun and creative. So it was the 12th deck from the right on your tarot shelf. Now I have various shelves where I keep tarot decks. I just picked one, and here we have the Mirror Tarot. It was it was the 12 from the right. So here we have the Mirror Tarot. I got this on Etsy some time ago. Okay, so this is a deck of Hinduism. So we have a lot of Hindu deities, people, mythologies, practices, beliefs, in here. And everything that is being represented on the card, or whatever practice or story or whatever is being represented on the card, or god or goddess, is all listed down here. And then there's also a keyword. So for the 5 of Cups, we have disappointment for the keyword. And then Narasha. I don't pronounce these very well. I know. I try. But this is how the cards are set up. I think the artwork is fun and quirky and just lovely. It is an RWS all the way deck, so it's easy to read. The keywords are good. I mean, they don't always align with how I read the cards, but they'll do. It's just one word and you can barely see it anyway. So you can totally ignore it if you want to. And then the guidebook is really good because not only does it give you more keywords, but it also tells you about whatever's list, whoever, if it's a goddess or if it's a practice, whatever it is, it gives you information about that. So let's look up the Eight of Cups. You can read that for yourself, but you can see that for the Eight of Cups, it talks about upeksha, and it says it's a Sanskrit word that means ignorance, with withdrawal or simply letting go. And then it gives information about what you see in the card and some keywords here, and more information about the Eight of Cups. So it's a pretty good guidebook, especially if you want to learn about these concepts on the cards or these goddesses or these mythologies. So this is a really cool deck. This is one of those decks that doesn't get shown much on my channel because it's not really getting paired with a lot of stuff. I mean, it's doing a lot on its own, but I do use this deck quite a bit. So I like this deck a lot, and it's very safe in my collection because it's so cool. And this is, again, the Mirror Tarot. I always put links in the description box below. So if you're interested in purchasing anything you see here today, you can definitely check if I can find a link. I'm not sure if this is even still available. I haven't even checked, but if I could find a link, it's always going to be in the description box below. So Mirror Tarot was the 12th deck from the right on that shelf. And the next prompt is a deck that I'm thinking about rehoming. That was a really easy one. Where did I put it? I don't even know where it is. Give me a second. It's going to be this one, How to Be a Moonflower, 78 Ways to Let the Night Inspire You. This was a gift, and it's a nice gift, and I tried it for a year. I tried working with it, but I'm just not feeling this. It's doing way too much, like it's giving way too much nature, be out in nature, go look at the moonlight. I'm not using this. So I'm not doing any of those things. And I knew it when I got it. I really love my How to Be a Sunflower deck, or How to Be a Wildflower, it's called. And that one has quotes, and I love a quote. This one doesn't have any quotes. I thought it was going to be the same, but it's not. It just has some either an inspirational thing to do or something like advice. And then on the back, there's a beautiful picture. These are Katie Daisy's drawings, or, we love her art. But for me, this is just taking up space in my shelf. So I'm probably going to be rehoming this pretty soon. It's definitely going as soon as I finish it. Look how beautiful that card is. I love this card, so I may rehome it and just keep this card because it's so beautiful. Put it on my wall or something. Stay up till dawn. Oh, I love that message too. But yeah, that's one card. You know what I mean? So I don't know. We'll see if I end up keeping this. I'm definitely going to be putting it in my closet. This is also really beautiful. I'm definitely going to be putting it. Listen to the dawn chord. What even? In my closet where I keep decks that I just kind of keep them in there, and then if I let them sit in there for a long time, and then if I don't think about them for a long time, then I go ahead and rehome them. So that's where this is going as soon as this video is over. So that's the How to Be a Moonflower deck. That's the one I'm thinking about rehoming. Number 4, a deck that you don't store in its original box, and why. This is the True Heart Intuitive Tarot. Ever since I got it, the box was a mess. Like, even it came a mess. I don't know. I'll show you some of the cards while I talk about this. I bought it from Amazon, and sometimes Amazon ships decks. If you buy from Amazon, If you know, you know. They ship decks in bags. They come all messed. They throw them in front of the door or throw them out in front of the house, and they come all messed up. Sometimes they get wet. It's a mess. So this one definitely arrived. The box arrived a mess, and then it just got worse as I was opening and closing it. So I just ended up throwing it out because it was really getting on my nerves. And then I put it in this bag, which I came with something else that I had a box that was fine. So I just reallocated this bag for this deck, and it fits perfectly and it works. And it's fine, and I don't have to be annoyed every time I see that other box that was falling apart. So yeah, that's why I keep it in this one, and I love this. I've never seen the True Heart Intuitive Tarot. Wonderful, multicultural, very diverse and interesting deck. The cards are just intriguing to look at and very intuitive. So you're going to find lots of symbols and symbolic elements on each card that are going to, some of them will stand out in different readings. Some of them won't. You know, things come to the front, things fall to the back. But every time I read with this deck, I get excellent messages. So I really enjoy this one. And it also has a really great guidebook. So again, this is the True Heart Intuitive Tarot, the deck that I don't keep in its original box. The next one is a deck with a cloud on the box. Now, I had this sitting out to answer a different prompt, but when I saw the cloud on the box, I saw this little cloud and I was like, okay, we'll find something else for the other prompt. This was going to be the prompt. What prompt was I can't even remember now, but we're using this for the cloud on the box. So like, I can't remember what other prompts. Maybe it's going to use this for the cards that I haven't shown on the channel. I think that was the other one I was going to do, because I don't think I'm certain I haven't made a walkthrough of this, and I don't think I've used it at all. So this is the Craft Felt Tarot. I'm sure you've seen it if you've been watching tarot too, but kind of it became very popular once it released. It's so adorably cute, colorful, bright, perfect for this time of year, especially for summer. I think this is going to really get a lot of use in the summertime. This would be a wonderful deck to like buy for a child as well. I think kids would really enjoy this. Also, just people who are like me and a kid at heart. So look at this. It looks three-dimensional on the table. It may not look that way in your screen, but on a table, it reminds me of like, I'm trying to think, I don't know. I feel like there were cartoons I used to watch when I was a kid that had felt that moved around, and this is what this reminds me of. So it just is very nostalgic for me, and I love it. I love the way it looks. And this is the Craft Felt Tarot. Excellent, excellent. So cute. Look at this. Next up is a deck I haven't shown yet on the channel. Let's look at Tarot by Manzel. This one is a new Kickstarter that literally just came in. I pulled this plastic off just so I can show it today during this video. You can see I still haven't taken the plastic off. It is brand new to my collection. It arrived with these beautiful holographic edges, these very rich backs. Look at the fan on that. Like if you're a fanner, oh gosh, luscious. And then here are the cards. If you're not aware of who Manzel is, he is a digital artist that has another tarot deck that he created on Make Playing Cards, and I'll put his Make Playing Cards down below if you're interested. I'm sure you'll be able to pick this one up eventually as well. It is on, this is a very nice cardstock, plastic or some kind of PVC coating. I don't know what's on it, but it feels really nice in my hands and very durable. I do wish that he'd have gone with just one border. Like I wish that he would have put this down here with the number and then stretch these images just a little bit bigger, because his artwork is so strong and gorgeous and rich, and I would just like to be able to see it better. This is just, my eyes are bad, you know what I mean? It's hard for me to see the details on the face of this guy, and I want to see that. So I just kind of wish they were just a little bit, the images were a little larger. But other than that, this is wonderful. I'm really excited to have this. Look at that. I love a redrawn RWS. I do. I have 2 videos where I made about redrawn RWSs. So obviously, this is something that I like to have in my collection. So I'm looking forward to working with these this summer. And again, this is Tarot by Manzel, a deck I haven't shown in my collection because it's brand new. I just got it. A deck without a lion in the strength card is the next prompt. Now, I took a chance on this because I did not have a chance to look through it ahead of time. Yeah, there's no strength card on the back, but I don't know. Maybe I should check. No, there's no pictures. Oh, I'm pretty sure. It's been a while since I've used this. Like I said, seasonal tarot user, but I'm pretty sure we're going to find out together here. Where is the strength card? Let me just get to it. It might be. Oh, here it is. Nope, no lion. We have an orange kitty instead of a lion. That counts. A deck that comes in a box inside of another box. So I pulled out the Rune Magic because I was just getting ready to put this one away. I've been using it since I got it. Quite a few of the decks that I have from US Game Systems that are US Games and Vivida Publishing collabs have that style box in a box situation. This is the newest one that I received from them. This is the Rune Magic Oracle, and this one is just a little bit different, the box style. So it does this situation where the book slides in here, and then there's a box here, and there's a ribbon to pull it out. And then So I think it's because the cards, there's so few cards. So when they have less cards, maybe they're using this style box. And then when they have more cards, like a tarot deck or um, maybe like a 40 card oracle, then they use the thicker cardstock with the drawer style box. But this is a wonderful deck. If you're looking for a Rune deck and you like this artwork, this is a great deck. I've been using it for a few months now since they sent it to me. I've been pulling one a week I'm trying to learn about runes. I don't even know why, to be honest, but they intrigue me, and I mean, they're easy to divine with or to use in tarot readings. And that's what I do, tarot readings. So it's fine. You know what I mean? As long as I have the cards. I don't really work with the stones, although I do have rune stones now, but I am mostly just working with these cards. So this is what the guidebook looks like if you're interested. And I guess I don't know if I'm meant to give my opinion about the box inside of a box. Personally, I like having a tuck box inside of my boxes because I take my cards out of their big bulky boxes when I'm using them. I can put all of this bulkiness away and I don't have so much. Really, all that's out with my cards is just this and this little nice little slim box. And I appreciate that. This just goes on the shelf with the books. So really, this is all the space that we're taking up as opposed to like all of this, right? And when I'm using a deck, it's nice to have something to contain them in. Otherwise, the cards will just sit in my where I keep my decks with no box and they're loose. So I appreciate this, but some people don't. This particular style box is not my favorite because I just don't like this style, but the drawer one I like. The next prompt is a deck that would not be in your top 10. And this one is the Marseilles. I don't know if this is Sophistique or Sophistiqué. I'm not sure. So, however you say this, it would be this one. I talked about this in another VR extensively. So, I don't know if that VR is out yet, but when it comes out, it's called Deck Sacrifice. It's in there. So, I talked about it a lot, but long story short, um, because of the fuzzy nature of the cards and this sort of it feels like the cards aren't completely printed, like they ran out of ink or something. There's just like a dullness to them that makes it difficult for me to see because we have dull color on a sort of like it's not a bright white background, it's like a dull background. They just kind of blend and it makes it, unless I'm reading in really bright light, it's hard for me to see. And so because of that, it's definitely not going to make it to the top 10 of any list for me, even though, to be honest, I don't like to make those types of lists, like top 10 Marseille, top 10 Pip Deck, top 10 anything. I'm not into it, but it stresses me to make favorites lists. But if I had to make one, I know for sure this would not be in any top 10 list because of the difficult for me to see it. I have poor eyesight and I always struggle to see this deck. So that's this one. The next prompt is a deck that I associate with a color green. Now, I made a whole video back in March on decks that are green. And I think I had like one, it was supposed to be Celtic and green decks. And I think I had like one Celtic deck that I could find at the time. But I actually do have another Celtic deck in my collection that I don't think I showed in that video. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure I didn't. So I thought I'd show that here instead of a green deck. It's not green, but it reminds me of green because it should have been in that video, and that was Celtic and green deck. So I feel like it's fair. So this is the Celtic Dragon tarot. Another one I don't keep in its original box because the box is I don't even know. I think I threw it out. I think the box for this one got waterlogged in my move, so it got thrown out. But I still have the book and stuff. Let me zoom in. This deck, as you can see, is still in order. And I back in 2021, I think, I watched a Mixtress Ray video where she was talking about she was going to put all of her decks in order so that she could see what deck she used over the years and which one she didn't. And I did the same thing. This deck is still sitting in order from then. So I have not used this deck in at least 4 years. I'm pretty sure that was in 2021. Pretty sure that's why this is in order. I doubt I was going to make a walkthrough. Sometimes if I'm going to make a walkthrough and I have time, I'll put a deck in order before I do the walkthrough. But I don't think I ever plan to make a walkthrough of this So I'm pretty sure that's why this is still in order. So yeah, you can see how much I use it. But yeah, it's a cool deck. I mean, it's interesting. I used it a lot when I first got it, but I have a lot more decks now. And yeah, I'm not really into dragons or really Celtic mythology. So I really don't even know why I bought this. But it reads fine and it's cool. And the guidebook taught me some things and it had its time and place. You know what I mean? It had its time and place. Now it's just kind of chilling in my collection. It doesn't take up a whole lot of space because I keep it in that little tin. I don't even really know where I put the guidebook, but I know I still have it. And because I remember being really impressed by the fact that the cards were still in really good condition, and as was the book, even though the box was completely waterlogged. I lost a couple of boxes in a move, and a few of them arrived waterlogged when I moved from overseas. So, yeah, so that happened. I lost some decks, but this one actually I saved. So I still have it. I should put it back in rotation. But yeah, so this is a deck that I'm using for the green because it's Celtic and Celtic things remind me of green. And there is a significant amount of green in here because it's a dragon deck as well. Not as much as some of those other green decks. If you really want to see some green decks, check out that other video. All right, a secondhand deck. I don't have a ton. This is Beauty and the Soul Oracle, sent to me by a friend. I don't really do a lot of secondhand decks because um, I have issues with being able to use secondhand decks for various reasons. But what in the world have I done? Okay, while I was in there, I went ahead and picked out the cards that I can show because there is a lot of nudity in this deck. So I wanted to make sure that I'm not showing those cards. But this was gifted to me from a friend. She bought it and wasn't using it, and she thought maybe I might like it. And I was like, yeah, absolutely. I would love to get a hold of this. I had no plans to purchase this because I was waiting for it to be a full tarot deck, which it will be eventually. But as a oracle, this little oracle has really been entertaining me, so I'm really excited to have it. I learned really quickly early on when I first started watching TarotTube and trying to buy decks from like eBay and strangers that I'm not really into pre-loved decks if it's not from someone that I know and trust. But from my friends, I'm like, yeah, absolutely. And this is very cool and I'm very excited to have it. So this is my latest pre-loved deck. And this is the Beauty and the Soul Oracle. Most used guidebook in my collection is probably this one. This is the Fox's Wedding Tarot guidebook. So whenever I'm doing Marseille for May, which is coming up pretty soon, I always use this as my guidebook for Marseille decks. So if I want to read something about a Marseille and if I want a guidebook, most of my Marseille decks, because a bunch of them don't come with guidebooks, this is my go-to guidebook that I pick up. I also have another one, a little tiny pink one, but it's hard to see. So I like this one. And yeah, this is my go-to, probably my most used guidebook because I use it with like all my Marseille decks pretty much. Like anytime I'm reading with Marseille and I need a guidebook, this is the one I reach for. So this is the guidebook for the Fox's Wedding Tarot. I have a full walkthrough of this deck and its guidebook. If you guys want to see it, I'll try to remember to put it up here because I love this. Is a fantastic deck. I cannot stop singing its praises. If you're looking for a Marseille deck, collage art, a little bit moody, extremely intuitive, definitely take a look at that video. You might be interested in this one. A deck with water on the box. Look at this. I just pulled this out. So this is the Below the Surface Oracle deck and guidebook. It comes with a journal and all kind of stuff. This is by Vanessa Samania. This is I've had this a couple of years now. I did do a walkthrough of it. I'm not sure. I think I'm getting more used to it. It took me a little while to start wanting to use it. I think when I first started using it, it just wasn't vibing for me. But now, I don't know. I mean, lately I've just been using it and it's working. It just clicked. So that's why I'm glad I don't get rid of things quickly because sometimes I'll be like, I don't like this, and I'll put it in that box and that I was talking about earlier in the closet. The deal I make with myself is that if I put it in the box and it stays in the box till the next time I get ready to rehome something, then it's fair game to rehome. But if I put it in the box and I pull it out at any point, then I just leave it out, even if I feel like putting it back in or I'm not using it that much, because I'm still thinking about it, right? I'm still wanting to use it if I'm digging in a box for it. So that's what happened with this one. It went in the box, came back out, and so I just left it out. And I've just been picking it up when I feel drawn to it. And sometimes it works for me, sometimes it doesn't. Either way, it's cute. I also really kind of love the sparkly on them, just because I like blingy shit. So I mean, if I'm looking for just like a nice, calm, low key oracle that's got water animals, this works. It's nothing mind blowing or anything, but it's cute enough. And anyway, it's got lots of water on the box. So that is the below the surface oracle. Last prompt is a deck with my most favorite card ever and why. Listen, favorites are hard for me, but I actually do have a favorite tarot deck, and that is the Super Lunar's Tarot, only because it is my most used and most trusted tarot deck. Actually, these days, it's not my most used, but it's definitely my most trusted. So if I need a deck, if I need to read with a deck and I need something I can trust, this is the one I'm always going to go to. And I love this deck. Unfortunately, it's currently out of print. I don't know if it will come back or not. I have no clue what they have planned. But this is my favorite. Now, since it's my favorite deck, I figured I can pull my favorite card from this deck. And then I was going through thinking, oh my God, I got to pick a favorite card. Like, I love that one. And I love this one. And I love this one. And there's so many that I love. And how can I pick a favorite? But then I love this one too. And then when I got to the one that I love this one too. Oh my gosh, I love so many of these cards. I love so many of these cards. But when I got to the one that I actually chose, I knew that it was indeed my favorite card. Let me get it. Of course, it's the last card because I probably pulled it out earlier, but this is, it was the last one. This is the Empress, the alternative Empress for this deck. So the original Empress that came in the deck was a different Empress. Let me see if I can find her. This was the original Empress in the deck that came in my deck. And then a year or so later, they made these cards, which was an additional Empress and Emperor to make the deck to give people options because some people don't like a pregnant Empress. The Emperor had like a US flag. So they made it without it. And, they just made a couple of options. This card blew me away when I saw it. When I saw that they were making these cards, I was like, what? How did they get me on a card? Like, it literally was the first time I ever felt like I literally saw myself in a tarot deck. So ran to Super Lunar's website to pick up this card and the other one, and I added it to the deck, and I use this as my significator in this deck because it looks like me, so that's why I keep both Empresses in, because the other one is the Empress and this one is my significator if I want to use a significator to read with the deck. But anyways, that's my favorite card in this deck for that reason, and that is the last prompt. So that's it. Those are my decks. I've shown you my decks. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more from me, you can subscribe. I release videos every few days regarding tarot and oracle, and I would love to have you. Thank you to Angel for these wonderful prompts. Links will be in the description box below. Amazon affiliate links for anything that's mass market. I do appreciate it when you guys use those links. It helps me out and it does not cost you a thing. And until I see you guys next time, stay safe and be blessed. Bye-bye.